Hello, folks, and welcome to our Let's Talk Sport live stream watch along of the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for the qualifying stage here on a Saturday evening here in the UK at 5 p.m. while it's a bit later on in Saudi Arabia for the Jeddah circuit hosting its second ever time in Saudi Arabia for Formula One. It was won by Lewis Hamilton last season. It was at the back end of last season. If I can remember correctly from the top of my head, it was the penultimate race of that incredible championship we had last season. But this time it is second on the calendar in that order. So anyway, thanks for joining us. And of course, the qualifying starts in about 4 to 5 minutes time. So we'll find out in the next hour who will be pole position. Very excited about this because, you know, when it's the first few races of an F1 season, especially when it's a season with completely new regulations and new cars, you do get quite excited to just see, you know, in terms of a consistent level, where do these teams go about in terms of speed when it comes to qualifying. So excited to see what happens. And it's my first F1 watch along of the season. Jack Price and Connor Porter doing the race last weekend for Bahrain. They'll be here tomorrow for the race again. At 6 p.m. UK time, so it's on an hour later tomorrow. But anyway, do get in touch on the live chat page. Let us know who you think will be in pole position. Looking at the poll at the moment, we've had 24 votes, and it's Lewis Hamilton leading at 42%, Verstappen at 25%, Charles Leclerc 33%, last weekend's race winner, his third ever win in Formula One, and his third win for Ferrari as well, and 0% for other drivers, which I mean, that would basically mean you would think any of the other 17 drivers would get pole instead of the 3 that we've selected for the poll. So anyway, the F1 feed has just started, so getting ready for it all to begin. But yeah, let us know who you think's going to get pole position. Any drivers to look out for, do you reckon? I mean, Bottas did all right in practice too. Practice 3 that was. But I'm not sure what to expect. I mean, the Mercedes pace again has been a bit hit and miss. But, you know, Lewis Hamilton didn't even reach the top 10 in that last practice session. But I've always found P3 a bit meh. It's only like 1 hour session, isn't it? And it's just hours before qualifying. And really, you know, I think by the end of Friday, you kind of know what you're going to get with the car probably by then with the conditions and the circuit around you. And of course, look at that, the air temperature, 23 degrees, track temperature, 26 degrees, and the humidity is 55%, is it? Yeah, 55%. So always interesting to know what the conditions are like in a completely different country to where I live in England, where it's nothing but sun and very, very hot, I'm sure, in Saudi Arabia. Of course, there was a missile attack not far from the circuit yesterday, and there were talks for nearly 4 hours, I believe, of the F1 drivers and the bosses on whether or not they were going to continue the race weekend. But here we are with qualifying the day before the race, so everything is all good for now. And yeah, let's hope that nothing like that happens again near the circuit. But meanwhile, the show must go on, as that famous saying goes. But yeah, get in touch, folks. Do keep me company throughout. I'll keep you updated on what's going on the circuit if you're not able to watch the race, qualifying live. Camera's currently on Charles Leclerc at the moment. He's in the car ready to go. Of course, session for Q1 hasn't begun yet, but it should do in just a moment. Lewis Hamilton's in his car in the garage. He's just getting some words from his I don't know her name. She's Hamilton's assistant, I believe. I don't know. I think she helps him out with everything. So she follows him around the circuit, even when he's out the car. And I think she just helps with anything he needs sorting or doing, really. But she's always there. I think her name's Angela. I might be wrong, but I think her name's Angela. If I'm wrong, do tell me. One of the cameras now focus on the AlphaTauri. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what to expect. You know what? I mean, I'm intrigued to see how Haas do. What a weekend that was for Kevin Magnussen in Bahrain. So I'd love to see if they could do it on this circuit as well. And if so, this already within 2 races, they'll have a better season than they have in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, Haas have been so hard to watch, to be honest with you. They really have, but it would be interesting to just see how they do. Ooh, what's going on there? I'm hoping as well, folks, we might get a bit of radio messages coming in as well. We're still just waiting for Q1 to begin. It's funny, it's been ages since I've done a qualifying watch-along. I think it was in the first half of last season of the 2021 Championship when we last did it. So it's been a good while to actually do it. Anyway, the cars have been given the green light. So those that have been queuing in the pit lane are on their way out. So here we go then. So Q1 begins, so 18 minutes it is Q1. I should have put a time one actually. As I said, I used to do a timer, but I forgot to do that today. It just shows how out of sync I am with our qualifying watch-alongs. Gordon Ramsay's in the Red Bull garage watching today. It must be alright for him actually, because you know, for once he's not having to deal with hospitality in his current job. Tell you what, it is a beautiful sight over the circuit at night. Whenever it comes to Middle Eastern countries hosting the races at night, it's always scintillating to watch. I mean, I've been to the Singapore Grand Prix. I went to the last one that they had, which was 2019. So in 2020 and 2021, as most of you know, we didn't have Singapore because of COVID. So it's always interesting. For some reason, whenever I'm trying to get the live coverage of the text updates, it just keeps taking me back to the homepage, so I don't know what's going on with that. F1 website is very annoying sometimes. Come on. 16.5 minutes. It's very slow, this website. 16.5 minutes gone, so no one really on an outlap. Yeah, I think they're just starting to get going now. I think it's Carlos Sainz that leads the way. Trying to think who's going to get pole position today. I think I better come up with a prediction now since Q1 has just begun. Fabio Capello's in the Ferrari garage watching on. Did a shit job for England manager. Funny enough, England play today, don't they? They play Switzerland in a bit. It just shows how well I've been following England when it comes to friendlies. But if you have noticed, we've got a race tracker as well for at the bottom of our screen. Norris on an outlap. His sector 1 is very good. It's a purple sector. So fastest in sector 1 so far. Now into sector 2. Yeah, F1 website has actually crashed. That's quite funny. That is really funny. It is incredibly slow. But anyway, Norris green on sector 2. So not the quickest, but it's still a good sector from Lando. Of course, McLaren didn't have a good weekend in Bahrain, and they'd love to make up for it and just prove that they are going to have a competitive car this year. I'd always give it the first 5 races until you know for sure what you're going to get, to be honest. I do apologise, folks, if you haven't any buffering on the stream. I'm probably using too much of my Wi-Fi. So last lap from Lewis Hamilton there was a 1:32.7. Sorry folks, Wi-Fi is really slow. Max Verstappen, then one of the cars passes, he's not on an out lap. Sorry folks, I'll be right back, but this Wi-Fi is a bit down at the moment. And we are back. Sorry about that, folks. And there's a red flag. Oh dear. And it's Nicholas Latifi going off the track, it seems. Just watching the replay now on board. Oh, just completely oversteers and straight into the barrier. I do love that new camera footage of inside the helmet. They've only started doing it recently. They used a bit of it at the final race, I remember, of last season. But it's a great camera footage. The closest you'll ever get to being in the eyesight of an F1 driver. But it does amaze me how they can read the track, because not only have you got, you're not that, your head's not exactly that high over the nose to see your front wing and all that, but then also you've got the halo as well, so that must make it even harder, you'd think, anyway. But if you have just joined us, folks, welcome to our F1 qualifying watch along for Saudi Arabia. My Wi-Fi is a bit crap at the moment, so I apologise if you're experiencing any buffering, that's my fault. But yes, red flag with 11 minutes and 22 seconds left of the session because of Nicholas Latifi. Well, his car's definitely done and dusted for the night, so they'll have to be working on that overnight ahead of the race tomorrow. But it looks as though Latifi will start the race rock bottom at the back of the grid, which must be so annoying for the engineers, because they probably want to have a peaceful Saturday night, but no. No, Latifi goes and crashes his car, doesn't he? And make sure that he gives them work to do. Martin Bernard has got in touch saying, "What's up, Jamie? Why the red flags?" Hello, Martin. Hope you're well. So yeah, red flag because of Latifi's accident that was into the barriers. And imagine where it is on the track. It's not safe to carry on until that car is cleared. So it's put all the other cars back into the garages pretty much, and I think that's Carlos Sainz's car. It's gone back into the garage. So they'll just warm up the tyres and go again when the session resumes. So a little bit of a delay to the qualifying of Q1. Esteban Ocon in his pink car, taking him back to the Force India days, I'm sure. Or Racing Point. I'm still used to saying Force India after all these years. Even though both names don't exist anymore, I'm still used to Force India more than Racing Point. Kurt Dow Rosario, Rosario. Sorry about that. Asking who's leading. Well, so far the Q1 timings, as you can see on our board, saying Kevin Magnussen, but that's because the session is currently a red flag. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, on the racetrack at the bottom, it's got red flag on the bottom right corner. Martin asking me, who do you have for pole? It's a good question. I'm not really sure about that. I'm not sure. I find it hard with the first few races of a season. Normally you would expect a Mercedes or a Red Bull or maybe a Ferrari, but in terms of the seasons before this, but I honestly think that it's anyone's at the moment because of the regulations. So I love how the F1 website's telling me what I think, yet it's been really slow, so I think it's best I don't say anything. So, safety car is out on the track. I'm sure it'll just do one lap round and then just tell everyone to get out there and resume Q1. Martin saying those Ferraris look quick. They do. They were fantastic in Bahrain, weren't they? Spot on. And it's almost as if, like, in just one race, you kind of forget about all the problems Ferrari have had over the last 10 years or so. You know, they've had some good years, but they've had a lot of bad years. And you just feel confident that Leclerc and Sainz together can form a very good team for Ferrari, and they're both consistent drivers. So yeah, I'm very excited about that, and I think them winning the first race, and a Ferrari 1-2 in Bahrain was splendid for them. They couldn't ask for a better start, can you? You just can't. It certainly helps for the Constructors' Championship. But anyway, before the red flag, Magnussen is first, Mick Schumacher second. So a Haas 1-2 in Q1 so far, but still 11 minutes and 22 seconds to go. So, I mean, it'd be amazing if they still were in the top two come the end of the whole qualifying session, but I'm not expecting that. Who knows though, Haas have surprised a few of us so far this season. We're only in the second race. Now, coming to the tracker, my stream is a little bit behind on my tracker, but since the tracker has started, I think we're back again. I'm intrigued to see how Mercedes do in qualifying. The race was a lot better than qualifying for them last weekend, so I am intrigued to see how that goes. Martin says, yeah, that's true, I'm a Merc boy myself, but it's good to see them up there. I just want George Russell to get that podium. It'll come. I'm confident it'll happen. Now, I'll try my best to play some of the team radio for you, folks. Trying it out, but the annoying thing is the place where I'm trying to get it from is just not working. not really much going on. Q1 has resumed, so 11 minutes, just over 11 minutes left of Q1. I mean, let us know in the live chat page as well, folks. Do you agree with the race weekend carrying on after what happened yesterday with those missiles happening nearby? Ferrari bosses, sorry, not Ferrari bosses, including them, but all the team bosses and the drivers, they all sat down and talked about it yesterday. It went on for like 4 hours, so it was a long meeting. And you know, the practice sessions yesterday went on until it went dark, and then they have the long chat. So you could say it was a bit of a late night for the staff. But either way, of course, as we know, qualifying and the race is happening later on in the day, so I'm sure some of them don't get up till later on. 10 minutes to go then. Magnussen, Schumacher in the top two, Norris and Ricciardo in third and fourth, and then Russell fifth at the moment. So that's your top five. The top four are currently in the pits, and so is Albon and Latifi. But apart from them six, everyone else is out on the track with less than 10 minutes to go. Let us know, of course, folks, on the chat page or the poll from those options available, who will get pole position for tomorrow's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Now, my connection stream said it's healthy again, so fingers crossed it stays like that until the end of this stream. Martin also saying they went out on the mediums, the Mercedes. The world is getting in shambles, man, so I honestly don't know, but people in the know say it's okay to continue. I don't want to sound controversial, but my honest opinion was when they said that they were confident they could continue, and I don't know what the group was called, but there was a group of people that have taken responsibility for that missiles attack. It wasn't at the circuit, but just to let you know, if you've only just heard this, it wasn't at the circuit. It was somewhere down the road from the circuit. But obviously, even from the venue, you could probably see the fire and all that anyway, so it just shows how close it was, and I'm sure they heard it. But it was some sort of group. I don't know who they were. It could be a terrorist group. I'm not sure. But it just wouldn't surprise me if the race organisers or the government stepped in and basically spoke to those people that made the threats and just told them to just back off this race weekend if they can. I've heard of all sorts of stories about mafias and all that. Whenever World Cups take place, they do pay the mafia to just stay away for the month when the World Cup is on. Just saying. Bottas. I was going to say Bottas is first, but Verstappen's just overtaken at top spot for a 129.3 tenths of a second. Bottas second, Stroll third, Magnussen fourth, still in the pits. Sainz and Leclerc have now overtaken Verstappen at the top spot. Perez is fourth. But I fully expect Perez to be second driver choice again for Red Bull this season. They're not going to overlook a world champion, are they? Especially with all the years built for Verstappen. Do get in touch on the live chat page, folks. Don't be shy. I'd love to read your messages. I'm trying to watch the qualifying, but the Wi-Fi's just not having it for me, I'm afraid, folks. I thought it'd be okay for an hour, but no, Wi-Fi really is down. My mate's not even streaming, to be honest. Nothing's working. Come on. Okay, it's back, so under 5 minutes to go, that's where we resume at. So Sainz and Leclerc still in the top two. It looks as though George Russell has got himself up to 4th and gone ahead of Perez, and Norris has also gone ahead of Perez in 5th. Perez 6th, Bottas 7th, Alonso 8th, Stroll 9th. Bottas has improved this time, a 129.9. He's now up to 5th, behind the man that has taken his seat at Mercedes of George Russell. Is anybody else on the F1 website? Because I do honestly think it's not working. Verstappen's gone up again to 2nd. Now where is Hamilton? Hamilton's 16th. I mean, there's still 3 minutes to go. He should be able to fit in. Well, he's on a lap now, and he should be able to fit in another. But he's green on sector 1 and sector 2, and he's got sector 3 left. Oh. 16th! Oh dear! I mean, as I said, he's still got 3.5 minutes to put in another lap, but that is not looking good. He's in the elimination zone. Wow. Tsunoda's the only one who hasn't put a time out. He's bottom, and Latifi, as I mentioned, if you've just joined us, Latifi crashed his car, and there was a red flag in Q1 of this current session. Hence why there's been a delay, and we've still got 3 more minutes to go. But Latifi is bottom at the moment. Well, Tsunoda is because he hasn't put in a time. I wonder if he will go out. Maybe not. That's weird. Albon 18th. Hulkenberg's on an outlap. Hulkenberg been in more races than Vettel has this season. Vettel sadly with COVID-19, so he's had to miss this weekend. Hamilton has just said on the radio he can't seem to improve. Team radio from Gasly. So that's the latest team radio from Pierre Gasly. But yeah, Hamilton's in trouble, folks. 2 minutes to go of this session. He might not even get out of Q1. I'm trying to remember the last time that ever happened to him. Probably talking years ago. But we got team radio from Nico Hulkenberg coming in.
Nico, we're looking at 2 single lap runs from here. 2 single lap runs. Put fresh tyres on for the next run. We'll see where we are. Probably fresh set again for the final one.
So the session has finished. It seems I've lost the stream again. It's not happening for me, I'm afraid, folks, today. So a minute to go. I've been able to resume on it for now. So Hamilton, he's got one last crack at this. His sector 1 is quicker. by 1/10 of a second. So sector 1 was good. So this would be his last attempt to get out of the elimination zone. We've got more team radio from AlphaTauri with Pierre Gasly.
We need a fast on that for some moving.
Yeah, I'll try with the car that I got this already.
No worries. We have a few attempts.
So Hamilton, sector 2 wasn't good, it was a yellow sector. Is he going to make it? He needs to get a 130. Should do. Oh, he just got out of it, Hamilton. It wasn't that quick though, he's still 15th. Oh no, he's gone into the elimination zone. Stroll has put him in there, and that is it. Hamilton will miss out on Q2. Words in the same sentence I can't remember saying, folks. But Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, he did use soft tyres, can't get out of Q1. Now that is, and someone is laughing in the crowd. Oh dear. Oh, some of the people can't believe what they're seeing. But Sainz looks as though he was quickest in Q1, Verstappen second, Leclerc third. So the usual mix from last weekend after the race result were up there. But oh dear, what has happened there? So Hamilton, Albon, Hulkenberg, Latifi and Tsunoda out of Q1. Let's not forget, Latifi crashed, that's why he didn't continue. And Tsunoda, I don't think even had an out lap at all to record in Q1. So that is a big problem for Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes. What is going on? Martin saying, come on Lewis, I'm reading that probably for when you typed it before he was out. But yeah, hopefully we can get team radio for that.
So we are 7 tenths off George. He moves out of sector 1.
7 tenths off sector 1.
There you go.
So even the engineer was telling Hamilton that Russell was 7 tenths off in one of the sectors. I mean, that's not good. But yes, you just joined us, folks. Lewis Hamilton did not make it out of Q1. George Russell's team radio's just come up again, I think. Oh no. Gion saying Lewis is out, and said Zura told everyone that he deserves that seat. Well, he's doing alright. Remember folks, we do have the race watch along as well tomorrow. That'll be at 6 PM UK time, so an hour later than qualifying today. That'll be with Jack Price and Connor Porter, so do join them for that. Mercedes on Twitter have put, gutted, Lewis improves with his final lap, but it's not enough. He is eliminated in Q1 for the first time since Brazil 2017. You know what, you'd have thought it was a lot longer than that, wouldn't you? That was still in his, 2017, he still won the World Championship. But yeah, wow. Yeah, Albon not getting out of Q1 for the Williams team since Latifi went out. What a crazy qualifying. We've only been in Q1 so far. So we're waiting for Q2 to begin. A bit of a delay because of Latifi's crash, and there was a red flag. About a 5-minute delay, I think it was. So all of the 5 cars that have been knocked out of Q1 are Mercedes powered. So the 2 Williams cars are Mercedes. Oh dear. Hamilton can go to bed early, that's for sure. So Mercedes were 7 tenths off pole last weekend. They improved a little bit yesterday. But they've both, apparently Russell and Hamilton, have been on different setups. That's mad. You know, George Russell still in the hunt. We've got team radio in from Nico Hulkenberg. So I'll play that again. I'll play that again, folks, because I had it on mute.
That's P18 the break here.
Turn 1 got me again there. Front locking.
The last P15 just you did a 30.25.
So we're getting ready for Q2, folks. Get in touch. But I think it's very clear the car is just not fast enough. It's always that awkward gap between the qualifying sessions. You kind of don't know how long is it going to be until the next one starts. It mustn't be that warm in Saudi Arabia at this time of night, because I've seen the people walk around the circuit, whether it's the fans or the TV presenters and co. You know, they're not wearing shorts, that's for sure. Some of them, Paul di Resta is brave. He's wearing a jumper. He is from Scotland, though. It's always cold in Scotland. So one of the McLarens and one of the Ferraris have just left the garage, getting ready for Q2. But yeah, that without a doubt, whoever gets pole here, that might not be the biggest headline this evening. And the Hasses out they go. They start Q2. So reminder again, Lewis Hamilton, Alexander Albon, Nico Hulkenberg, Nicholas Latifi and Yuki Tsunoda are our drivers out of Q1. So 15 remain for Q2, and then for Q3 we only have the top 10 that compete for that pole position. Got team radio from Pierre Gasly.
Wind looks the same, Pierre. Wind looks to be the same, 10 kph, tail 127.
No team radio from Hamilton. Maybe he's not said anything. It just shows, doesn't it, when it's a new season regulations, it's whether or not the team continue at the top or not. Oh my god. I've just checked the scoreline. Wrexham 6, Dover Athletic 5. When I checked earlier, they were 5-2 down. What the hell? I mean, that's your game of the season. Anyway, back with this. no football today. We've got a football watch along tomorrow though. That's at 9 o'clock evening time in England for Portland Timbers versus Orlando City. So that'll be fun. Right. Magnussen out there, he's second at the moment. Of course, this is his first out lap of Q2. Ooh, he nearly... I thought from only went off the track. He's okay, though. Stays on at the moment. Sector 1 is green at 33.1. Ocon and Ricciardo also recording their laps as we speak. 12.5 minutes left of QT, so of course the sessions get a bit shorter. So not much time for mistakes, really. Looking at a live poll. Well, anyone who voted for Hamilton, the 18% of you did. Well, you may as well... Well, you're out of the running now because he is out in Q1. Leclerc leading at 45%. Verstappen on 31%. But 5% of you have gone for other driver. Magnussen looking good in Sector 2 as well. Nicely done. Fans excited in the stands watching the F1. Leclerc top, Mick Schumacher second. Say that Norris has taken over. So McLaren looking a lot faster this weekend. George Russell doing alright. He's on medium tyres though. Everyone else around him on softs. In terms of the cars that have gone out so far, there's still Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Stroll, Bottas and Zhou who are currently the ones with no times as well. Sainz with a 1:59.6 temps, so only gets him to 10th on softs. Needs to do a lot better because his teammate and race winner of last weekend, Charles Leclerc, top at the moment. Still 10 minutes to go. I am just really intrigued by how these Hasses do. Now it looks as though Ricciardo might be having a word with the stewards and Ocon about a moment of impeding post-session. So, not sure what that's all about. So yeah, turn 7 incident involving cars of Ocon and Ricciardo noted impeding. So, I wonder if that might affect their position for the race tomorrow. But for now, they should, if they're still okay to... Ooh, I thought Verstappen went off a bit there, but his Sector 2 was fantastic. It was a purple sector, so fastest on the track. Trying to... I would say he's trying to beat Magnussen ahead of him. He should do. Perez second, and Verstappen just behind Perez by well, it wasn't even a tenth of a second. 0.041 seconds. Perez has gone into the pits. So everyone's on softs apart from George Russell at the moment that have recorded a lap time. in Q2. Looking at Verstappen, he did go. His car looked like he might have kept enough of it on the track. Now here we go. They're showing the replay of Ocon Ricardo now. Ooh, he's in the way. Ricardo was in the way. And Ocon stressing on the radio that he blocked him completely. We got a quote here from Nicholas Latifi, his reaction after the accident, and has spoken to the media. He says, "I'm fine, yes, fully checked out at the medical centre, all good. No issues for me, but it was strange. I just seemed to lose the rear under braking. First time I had that limitation all weekend. Very strange. I have to understand why more than anything. I'm just sorry for the team. A big impact so early in the season. It's not good, so really disappointed from my side." I mean, that's the thing, as I said before, as I said jokingly, the team don't really want to have to fix a car up on a Saturday night, the night before a race. They want to see both of their cars, each team want to see both of their cars in one piece after qualifying. Bottas has just got a 129.5, that gets him to 6th for now. How will his teammate do? Only 11th. Remember, you need to get top 10 to get yourself into Q3. 6.5 minutes remaining. Top 3 at the moment is Leclerc, Perez and Verstappen. Also, folks, if you haven't already and you enjoy your Formula 1, do subscribe to the channel. That's Let's Talk Sport, this channel. Do click that subscribe button and give us a follow. Now it looks as though from what I'm reading here, there's a red flag. Looks as though Gasly's got a bit of damage to his car when leaving the garage. Showing the replay. And they tried to just tape it up, it seems. The engineers, when the car went back in the garage, looking at the replay. Oh God, Jesus, that was a big crash, and it's a red flag, no surprise. It's a Haas. Jesus, sorry about that, just completely came out of nowhere, and members of the Haas team in the garage just can't believe it. Instant red flag. No wonder. God. And the other Haas car driving past, hoping his teammate is okay. I'm trying to figure out who it is. It's either Mick Schumacher or Kevin Magnussen, but I don't know which one. They haven't labelled it. Fernando Alonso having to wait in the garage. So a red flag at 4 minutes 58 seconds. That's 2 red flags we've had in qualifying. Quite the eventful one so far, isn't it? I missed qualifying last weekend. I was at the football, but so a lot of the cars back in the garage for now. Oh, they're all lining up again. Oh no, ignore me. I thought for a moment. It was Mick Schumacher then. Well, there is a medical car down there, so hopefully Mick Schumacher is okay. It was a nasty crash though. And at that speed, with all those barriers around you... Well, there's a medical car there now. There's people around the car. As in Schumacher's car. So Schumacher was ninth before that crash happened. I must admit, every time I see the Ferrari team in the garage, I do love their kit this year, with a bit of black mixed in with the red. It kind of works. I do love the AlphaTauri livery as well. It's a great car. There's just certain colours that work with others that you don't see that often. Well, I guess while we wait for this session to resume for Q2, just to let you know, we do have some more watch-alongs for you to enjoy on this channel, and they take place tomorrow. So a double bill of sport watch-alongs, the F1 Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, the race itself tomorrow at 6 PM UK time, that is GMT time zone, and then followed by that we go to the States for the MLS, the latest of MLS matches, with Portland Timbers hosting Orlando City at 9 PM tomorrow night. So a double bill for you to enjoy on Mothering Sunday. Back here, we've got a red flag at the moment, folks, hence why the racetrack has got no cars on the track. Picking up a lot of pieces on the track now, the volunteers, the stewards. I think some of them might just keep it. But yeah, there's a lot for them to mop up. So I'd say we've probably got another couple of minutes until they come back out onto the track. I mean, they've got that much time. Verstappen's actually got out of his car, taking his helmet off, put his cap on, and he's talking to his engineers. Probably doing anything he can do to improve his time. Maybe he's just having a word with Christian Horner. It's weird seeing Adrian Newey wear a cap. You never see him wear a cap. Well, that's a man who knows how to create a fast car. Haas have tweeted, "We've heard that Mick is conscious out of the car and currently on his way to the medical centre," so that is good to hear. Apparently there was ambulance down there on track. So, as it says on Haas's Twitter, it's basically saying that it'll be a lengthy delay. Verstappen still talking to Christian Horner. Not much going on, folks, because there is a red flag at the moment because of Mick Schumacher crashing his car. So hopefully he's okay, but it was a heavy impact for the German. But they are clearing the track, the marshals. He is out of the car, Mick Schumacher, and he's conscious, so that is the main thing. But if you're wondering which drivers didn't make it to Q2, well, the headline is that Lewis Hamilton, for the first time since Brazil 2017, that he had not got out of Q1. That was the last time he hadn't got out of Q1. That was when he was still at Mercedes, of course. But yeah, he got 16th. He just wasn't fast enough in his Mercedes. Albon 17th. Hulkenberg 18th, Latifi 19th. He crashed his car as well, and that was a red flag in Q1, but not as bad as Mick Schumacher's crash. And Yuki Tsunoda rock bottom. He didn't post a time, so I'm not sure what that was all about. Unless I didn't watch practice 3. He didn't crash his car at all, did he? But do get in touch, folks, on the live chat page. I'll read out your messages. Let us know your thoughts on Lewis Hamilton missing out on Q2. Could this be a sign of things to come this season for Mercedes? I mean, you could say maybe not, because George Russell's probably going to get into Q1. Sorry, not Q1, Q2. Q3, I meant. Car still on the track. Mick Schumacher's car. Oh, it's in pieces. The rear, the rear is coming off as they're trying to. Oh, it's completely gone off. he's really fucked that car up, to be honest with you, Mick Schumacher. Oh, that's a lot of work to be done. But yeah, this is going to be a lengthy delay. You can see, drivers have gone out of their car just to get themselves out of the helmet for now. So a very, very delayed qualification. We all expected to be done within an hour. But no, that won't be the case. Gunther Steiner is the team principal of Haas, and they've got cameras on him at the moment. But yeah, that car looks very, very bad. I mean, the rear is completely off it. I've not seen it like that before. But they can't move it because it's still hanging on from the actual main body of the car. So they're just trying to lift it a bit higher now. Looks like Hamilton's talking to the press. Alonso's still in the car, looking happy to just stay there. He's a focused racer, though. Never doubt that man. He's a great racer. Hamilton's some post-qualification thoughts from him saying, "I just struggled with the balance of the car. not where we want to be, said Hamilton while he spoke to the press moments ago. Unfortunately, just went the wrong way with the setup. Well, completely wrong. I mean, George Russell's still in it, no problem. He didn't struggle to get out of Q1. But anyway, be sure to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport, folks. Give us a like as well if you're enjoying the watch along. Really appreciate it. If you do, we need as much support as we can get. As the more following we get, and the more viewers we get, the more of these watch alongs we can do. And we are hoping to get to 7,000 subscribers soon. To help us reach it by clicking that subscribe button. Free to do so, no cost needed. You'll be pretty much kept up to date on when our future videos on the channel will come up. And if you're wondering what's coming up after this, there's no more watch alongs today. This is our only watch along today, but we've got 2 watch alongs tomorrow. Starting off with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That's at 6 PM tomorrow UK time, with Jack Price and Connor Porter watching it for you lot. And followed by that, I'll be doing Portland Timbers versus Orlando City in the MLS at 9 PM tomorrow night UK time, so do join us for those. So the medical car has now gone back to the pit area, and it's gone into the marquee where I'd imagine it's the medical centre, pretty much next to the garages. So as far as Mick Schumacher is okay, that's all that matters. But they're still clearing up I think they've had to make sure that the rear wing and the back 2 tyres of Mick Schumacher's car is separated from the main body of the car, just so that it's easy to move both pieces. I mean, it is a fast circuit, but it just shows how dangerous it can be as well if you get it wrong. But Magnussen's still in there for Haas. He's 13th before the red flag. The red flags are still out. But yeah, most of the drivers talking to their race engineers out of the car. But it's a very chilly evening, according to what some people are saying on Twitter. So if you have just joined us, red flag in Q2, our second red flag of the qualifying session. We had one in Q1 for the Tiffy crash, but now it's because of a very heavy incident involving Mick Schumacher. Completely losing control of his car. Jos Verstappen is in the Red Bull garage. Well, I'd be worried if he wasn't in that garage, because that is where the team his son drives for. He didn't become a world champion himself, but I'm sure he was delighted to have his son become world champion instead. A lot of the engineers are just sitting down waiting. Of course, for some of these engineers it is long days for them. Bonotto and Horner are now having words with each other. Both Red Bull and Ferrari are next to each other. They could be the team principal rivals for this season. Ferrari winning last weekend's race. So there was 4 minutes and 58 seconds left of Q2. Now, there's now a forklift checking out one of the barriers where Mick Schumacher hit the car, and it's clearly very well damaged, and it's got the markings from the car on it. So I'd imagine they're trying to put it back into place. I wonder if it got pushed back a little bit. But I actually wonder if we're going to have qualifying starting any time soon, to be honest. I mean, I'm no expert, I have no idea, but... So apparently Lando Norris is still in his helmet. Gasly's checking some setting with his helmet off, chatting to his crew. And the team principals are also keeping themselves busy. Binotto and Horner catching up in the pit lane. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton not in Q2. He could go to bed while everyone else waits to try and compete for the remaining Q2 and then Q3 if they make it. I love Ricciardo's helmet saying Honey Badger at the back. We've got Casper getting in touch asking what happened to Lewis. So Lewis was sadly not quick enough to get out of Q1 and he'll start the race tomorrow in 16th. So yeah, he wasn't quick enough. Mohammed Adam says, you know, when I can't stop laughing the fact that Hamilton is out of Q1 by the same machinery and a guy that is not a world champion. He also says, man, I'm living on a happy land, well, till tomorrow. That proves on why Michael Schumacher at the moment is the best in the world and Lewis ain't, in my opinion. Heiner Moore asking if Lewis Hamilton is out. Yeah, he's going to be 16th tomorrow, I'm afraid. There's more quotes coming in from Latifi, who was out at Q1 because he crashed his car early on in Q1, which was the first of 2 red flags in the qualifying session. He says, I think we are where we expected to be. I mean, it's a different track to Bahrain. The car is feeling a bit better here, but we still have work to do. It'll be a long race tomorrow. We saw what happened last year where a lot of opportunities presented themselves, so we have to be there. Showing the replay of Latifi's crash again, but he was okay. They've just got footage of him when he walked into the medical centre. He was absolutely fine. But now they've got the sweeper out there on the track. Just shows how much work has to be done to make sure the track is fit again to host the remaining qualifying, that's for sure. hopefully Mick Schumacher is okay. Yeah, but that barrier they're showing looks very damaged. Heiner Moore saying Max Verstappen with a love heart, and Heiner Moore asking who am I cheering for. Well, I'll be honest, I'm a big Perez fan. I've followed Sergio Perez since he was in GP2 in 2010, so I remember his very first race in F1 in Australia 2011. So yeah, I've been following him ever since. He's had quite an interesting career, I feel, in terms of not obviously at the front, but the fact that he started out at Sauber, 2 seasons he had there. His second season he got 3 podiums, second in Malaysia to Fernando Alonso. He could have won that race though, Perez, but he slipped up in the last few laps when trying to overtake Alonso. He got podium in Canada, and then also got podium in Italy. And weeks after the Italian Grand Prix in 2012, that's when he got the seat at McLaren along with Jenson Button for 2013, after Hamilton decided to leave McLaren and join Mercedes for the 2013 season. So, but then Perez's season in 2013 at McLaren wasn't great, and at the end he ended up getting picked up by Force India. He was part of the team when it changed to Racing Point, and also when it went into administration, and he helped keep the team going before it went in, and he made sure it didn't go into administration. And yeah, he was there up until, well, 2 seasons ago now, and he won one of his final races for Racing Point. In his final season, which was a great touch for him to end his Racing Point journey there, because of how much the team meant to him after being there for 6 years. And this is his second season for Red Bull, and he's done all right. Helped in his first season at Red Bull. He's helped Max Verstappen become world champion. I'm sure he'd love it this season to become a constructors champion driver. We shall see. So we're still waiting for Q2 to begin. If you just joined us, it stopped with 4 minutes and 58 seconds to go. So the safety car is out. Yep, safety car's out on the track. So this could be a good sign to think that maybe we're going to resume shortly. Drinking all my water, I could do drinking some water. Apparently Stroll is remaining in his car for now. So the safety car has actually just stopped, and the sweep was still where and they've got the race director talking to the marshals, so they're just checking the circuit, well, pretty much checking where Mick Schumacher crashed. Would be interesting to hear what they're saying. I mean, I've watched a few qualifiers over the years where you've had a big crash, but it just seems in F1 these days, all it takes is a bit of the track to be damaged and then they're in trouble. It's never, you know what I mean, like it just seems to go on forever when they have to repair these things. I get that, but well, Verstappen's put his helmet back on and he's ready to go back in the car, I think. Unless they've told them something that we don't. I think because of the halo, I don't think I would like to be in that car. In terms of, I don't know why, I feel like I'd be claustrophobic. But yes, do keep your company, folks, on the live chat page. But in the meantime, folks, since we're waiting for this Q2 session to resume, do click that subscribe button, give us a follow on YouTube if you haven't already. This is your channel for your Formula 1 streaming in terms of watch-alongs. We also do MotoGP if you enjoy your motorbike racing. MotoGP is back next weekend for the Argentinian Grand Prix, so do join me for the race on that next Sunday. Sunday evening, that is. We'll be back in just a moment, folks. I'm going to quickly get a glass of water, but do check out what is coming up on Let's Talk Sport. So that's what's coming up on Let's Talk Sport. So F1 race tomorrow, and Portland Timbers versus Orlando City. Still waiting for Q2 to resume. You do wonder, the longer you wait, you know, the chances of it actually resuming. I mean, I'd imagine because they're doing as much as they can to fix the barrier on the track that Mick Schumacher crashed into. You'd think he'll be okay, but who knows? Who knows? Race director is still there having a chat. Big decisions for a race director to make. Of course, they will have procedures for things like this, I'd imagine, but I'd imagine he's just checking it. Checking the F1 website if there's anything. There's still some more that remains on the track apparently. It's funny, Verstappen's back in the cockpit, but Perez in the meantime is still talking to his engineers. Come on, we want to see some more qualifying. But if it did stay like this, Leclerc is top. He'd get pole position if it ended like this. Perez second, Verstappen third, Sainz fourth, Alonso fifth, Bottas sixth, Russell seventh, Norris eighth, Mick Schumacher ninth, but we don't know if he'll be fit for tomorrow after the crash. We know that he's okay though, he's conscious, and he went to the medical centre. Gasly 10th, Zhu 11th, Ricciardo 12th, Magnussen 13th, Stroll 14th, and Ocon 15th. Be a good start for Alonso tomorrow in 5th. Looking at it there, behind his fellow Spaniard and good friend Carlos Sainz. I think it was Alonso that helped Carlos Sainz get into F1. So it looks as though Zanardo has been confirmed that the reason why he didn't record a lap time in Q1 was because he had to go back into the pits with a technical issue. He says, I just got told the issue is just an issue, so that's weird that. I just got told the issue is just an issue. So I don't know what's there. There's too much issues from the first round to free practice 2, whatever. We cannot carry on like this. To be more consistent, we have to fight for top 6 midfield, and we were having a good potential this week. Such a shame that I wasn't able to run well. Do vote on the live chat page on our poll, let us know. Some news from Haas, and it is good news. They have confirmed that Schumacher appears physically fine and has spoken to his mum. The next stage will likely be to the hospital visit for precautionary scans. So yeah, you wonder if he might race tomorrow actually. Depends on what the doctor says at the hospital. they're just comparing Russell's lap time and Hamilton's lap time, I think, from Q1. I think it just kind of sums up how much faster George Russell is compared to Hamilton. So yeah, Hamilton was 0.7 of a second slower than Russell in Q1. That's a massive difference. Well, our race trackers still got no cars out on the track, still a red flag. Well, Alonso's come out of his car now. He was in there for a long time, but he's taken his helmet off, and maybe he needs the toilet or something, or maybe he thinks that this could still go on for a while, this red flag. Glad I didn't have any plans tonight. Waiting on. It's been at least over half an hour, I'd say, since the crash. Funny enough, they're talking to Gunther Steiner. Sky Sports are. Actually, his quote's just coming now. I spoke with his mum and kept her updated. He has no injuries that you can see, but they want to do some scans to make sure there was no impact from the forces. The impact broke up the digital technology, so we heard nothing on the radio, but we got word he was conscious. I was going to say, we haven't actually heard any radio from Mick Schumacher. It does look windy out there. Must be a very cold place at night. I think what we'll do is, folks, we'll be back very shortly for the, well, hopefully we have the resuming of Q2, but we will take a few minutes break, I think, and wait and just keep an eye on if we will have further qualifying going on before tomorrow's race. But we'll keep this page on because he'll have still have the leaderboard there for you and the racetrack in case anything does come back to us. But I'll just take a few minutes out and be back very shortly. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly for an update, hopefully, for what's going on track. So don't go anywhere. And we are back. Good news is, folks, the session will resume at 9:40 p.m. in terms of local time, so literally in 60 seconds time we should be back to resume Q2 with what was 4 minutes and 58 seconds remaining of Q2. The good news is, though, is that Mick Schumacher is okay. He's being flown to hospital in a helicopter from the circuit to be checked out. Whether or not he drives tomorrow, don't think that's important right now, is it? As long as he's okay. But it has been confirmed that he is physically fine. He feels fit and well, so that is the main thing. But yes, if you have just joined us and you're probably thinking, why is qualifying still on? It should have been done probably like 40 minutes ago. So yeah, we are pretty much over an hour behind schedule in terms of the qualifying session. But we are still, basically what happened was is that the TV crashed in Q1, so that was a red flag. But it wasn't as bad as Mick Schumacher's crash in Q2, just under 5 minutes left of Q2. And it has taken nearly an hour to get the circuit back and sorted, because there was oil on the track where Mick Schumacher crashed. The barrier was damaged. So there's a lot of problems that had to be fixed, and it doesn't take 2 minutes. But as you can see on the race tracker, they are starting to come back out now, and it looks as though, yet again, the Haas cars they've woken up early today. They're up for this. They've had their Weebucks. They keep coming out of the garages before everybody else. But it looks as though at the moment. But yeah, if you've just joined us and you noticed on the leaderboard that Lewis Hamilton's 16th, he did not make it out of Q1. The first time he hasn't made out of Q1 since Brazil Grand Prix of 2017. So nearly 5 years ago. So it just shows how consistent and phenomenal Hamilton is in terms of his standards in qualifying and racing. But the clock has started and Q2 has resumed. Woohoo! Thank God. So less than 5 minutes of Q2 remaining, and then we have Q3, which is normally 10 minutes, I think, or 12 minutes, I can't remember. But it's all about who reaches the top 10 for Q3. At the moment, Zoe, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Stroll and Ocon are the ones under threat for missing out on Q3, but they've still got a chance to at least get 1 or 2 laps in before the end of the second session. So I think that was Ricciardo that's just left the garage. So Perez right behind Russell. I wonder if they're both on an outlap as well. But yeah, Leclerc top at the moment. Perez second, Verstappen third. Horner was talking to Binotto during the hour break that we just had. And I'm sure it would be interesting what they were talking about. You could look at them as rivals this season for the Constructors' Championship. So you'd think none of them have given anything away. McLaren have just tweeted that Lando leaves the garage. And we got team radio from Lando Norris, and I forgot to put the noise on for the F1 sound effects. There we go. Let's hear from Lando Norris.
Okay, so they're still showing that same area, that's turn 10 to turn 13 as slippery.
So a bit of still slippery, they're saying, from where Mick Schumacher crashed because of the oil that they had to try and clean up on the circuit. So the camera's tracked on Magnussen at the moment. And he does beat Gasly's time of 33.1 in Sector 1. So a good start from Magnussen on his lap. I bet you if you told him about a month ago you'd be back in F1 representing Haas this season, you probably wouldn't believe it. And to get 5th in the first race for Haas, you wouldn't believe it, would you? Just shows what is around the corner. No one knows whatsoever what life throws at you, that is for sure. So yeah, Mick Schumacher was 9th. That's why he's still down the leaderboard, because he got 9th before his crash. But you'd assume that he will end up in the elimination zone, since he won't take part for the rest of qualifying. He's being flown to a nearby hospital just to be checked out. Hopefully he'll be fit enough to race tomorrow. Into the last 2 minutes. Norris is doing well in his lap here. Sector 1 and Sector 2 are his personal best on this track. How will he do with Sector 3? Bit of a shaky steering there on the last corner. And he's not quick enough though. 7/10 slower on the final sector. Gets him 8th though, but still has to look over the drivers behind him on the leaderboard. George Russell now out on the circuit. Is Sector 1 and Sector 2 are both yellow, so not good from him. He's had to go past one of the Red Bulls on his outlap. Lance Stroll out there, 1:08. Well, he's on 1:10, then 1:11, so he's trying to... His Sector 1 was good, but it was a yellow for Sector 2. Sector 3 was good from George Russell. He was able to retain himself and get a green on Sector 3. That gets him to 7th. So at the moment the elimination zone is Zoe, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Stroll and Ocon. Alonso still 5th. No one's really been touched at the top 5. Coming into the last 10 seconds. So Alonso just out now to make sure he can get into the top 10 for Q3. Comes down the straight. Not a faster lap, but he stays 5th at the moment. Magnussen goes up to 7th. Can he stay in the top 10? Bottas improves his time, does he? No, he doesn't. Oh no, he does. He does. He improves his time, but it wasn't fast enough to go beyond Alonso. Ocon now on the outlap, so is Gasly and Ricciardo. So I think these are your last 3 drivers, maybe. Ocon trying to save himself, and he does. He gets himself into 8th. So him and Alonso in Q3 at the moment. But he's now gone down to 9th, Ocon, because I think Gasly's got himself up there in the top 10 as well. What can Zhu do? No, just up to 13th. He improved his time, but couldn't get out of the elimination zone. And that could be it. I think George Russell has just survived Q2. Yeah, 10th place for him. Which just shows that they're still not quick enough, Mercedes, even with their other drivers. So the elimination for Q2, Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo. So not a good session for the McLarens. A struggling start to the season continues. Zoe has gone out. Mick Schumacher, of course, he's got no car. He's on his way to the hospital at the moment. So that was expected. And Lance Stroll, 15th. Lance Stroll couldn't beat Mick Schumacher in those last 4 or 5 minutes there. So our top 10. So the 10 that will be battling in Q3. The final session of qualifying. Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc. Also, I've just lost my leaderboard. There we go. So it'll be Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Valtteri Bottas, Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, Esteban Ocon and George Russell. As, of course, no Lewis Hamilton, as he will start the race tomorrow in 16th, which will be an interesting race to watch for him, for any of you Hamilton fans out there, because I'm sure if his car is decent enough to get him at least top 10 or maybe even the top 5, he may just overtake a few cars tomorrow, but we shall see. We shall see. So if you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Give us a follow. We're trying to get to 7,000 subscribers, and it also helps us keep the content coming in from our channel here on YouTube. And also, I don't know why I'm even mentioning it because we haven't got the accounts up yet, but we are thinking of soon also having a Twitch account for some of our watch-alongs. So we'll keep you updated on that in the next few days or weeks, and we'll put the link up on the About page on YouTube. We've also got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so do follow us on that as well if you want. So just a reminder of what's coming up tomorrow. So, so as you can see, this weekend we have a double, not this weekend, this Sunday we have a double bill. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix at 6 PM UK time tomorrow, and then followed that, it's me hosting Portland Timbers versus Orlando City at 9 PM tomorrow. That's 9 PM kickoff, that is, and 6 PM race start for the Saudi Arabia race. And so do join Jack Price and Connor Porter for that. So looking forward to watching that while watching the race. So do join them and keep them company on the live chat page and such. So a busy weekend to continue. Busy Sunday for Mother's Day, that is for sure. So Q2 is just ending and we're just waiting for Q3, and it'll start in 3 minutes time according to the FIA race control team. I can't remember if it's 10 minutes or 12 minutes, the Q3. It's been a while since I've watched qualifying. With it being international break, I've not been able to go to a game today. Normally I'm at a footy match on a Saturday, so hence why I'm able to do qualifying. I thought, you know what, why not? Sorry folks, I'm just trying to make sure I get my stream back on. Anyway, I've got my stream back. So here we go then. Getting ready for Q3. We're finally there. We've had to wait an hour delay to the event, but we are finally there. But the car's just coming out now. They've lined up waiting for the green light, and there they go. So it's 12 minutes of Q3. I remember when it used to be 10. But this is, of course, the top 10. No one gets knocked out now. This is the final session of qualifying. And this is to decide who will be pole position. Who's it going to be then, folks? Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, maybe even Alonso. Who knows? Let us know. Alonso loves this circuit. He got podium in its first race last season for Saudi Arabia. The previous pole time was Lewis Hamilton's last year, 1:27.511. So you'd think maybe it would be faster this time. Who knows? Last year was a very fast car. So on track right now is Kevin Magnussen, Charles Leclerc as well. Well, the Red Bulls is leaving the garage and coming out of the pit lane. That's Perez. George Russell on his own out there for Mercedes to try and achieve as high as he can in that top 10. He's still in the garage. Just about 10 minutes to go. We actually have a team radio from Ricardo after he missed out on Q3.
Alright. Obviously progress since last week.
And then Lando Norris as well.
I see our position already as well. Sorry, there's a lot more circuit cars around this year.
Potentially we should have done a better job of realising everyone was doing warm-up, so it's on us as well as you.
Yeah, definitely. I was 10:22, so should have been in Q3 anyways. Sorry about that. That's on me.
Yeah, it looks as though they're not happy about Norris there. Looks like he could have done better. So who's grabbing pole? Remember to vote on the poll. Leclerc, the favourite at the moment on our poll. Verstappen, second favourite at 29%. Hamilton got 12% of votes, but if you have voted for him, then that was a wasted vote because he didn't even make it out of Q1. It has been a bizarre qualifying, that is for sure. So Sainz currently first, Leclerc second, Perez and Verstappen in third and fourth. So it looks as though just from that front you'd think that this will be a battle between Ferrari and Red Bull for pole position, but Ferrari looking good right now. Leclerc comes in with fantastic purple sector 2 and the final sector to go top. Gasly second, nice move by Gasly. Sainz finishes his out lap for now and he goes top of the tree. Ocon up to third. I think Perez and Verstappen are still, yeah, they haven't recorded the time yet. Neither have Alonso or Bottas or Russell. Oh, Verstappen only a 158.8. So he can only get 6. Interesting. You'd think he'd improve that time. He's got 8 minutes left of this session. We've got Alberto saying Scuderia Ferrari Volvio in capital letters. Well, it looks like it could be their day. Perez doing a lot better than Verstappen right now, a 128.5, and that gets him into the top 3 for now. Verstappen on an outlap again. Sector 1 was good. He's on turn 20. Yeah, it looks as though from one of Verstappen's radios he says, mate, what the beep? I had zero grip on these tyres. Red Bull engineers may be a bit concerned. 6.5 minutes to go. So qualifying started 2 hours ago, and here we are with the last qualifying. Yeah, just showing the replay for Verstappen. Yeah, it looks like he was going quite slow towards that corner. Yeah, he squirmed. Oh dear. So George Russell on a mission. Sainz, Leclerc top 2 at the moment. Perez 3rd. George Russell would love to impress his new bosses after seeing his 7-time world champion teammate miss out on Q1. So 5 minutes to go. Russell, all 3 green sectors. He did a good job. He got himself to 5th. Ocon's still ahead of him though in 4th. Bottas on an outlap here and is 9th. Verstappen also on an outlap, which he knows he needs to do a lot better because he is currently 7th. Oh dear! Bottas's car has started to slow up. Not sure what's happened there. I wonder if this is a technicality. Perez coming out with just over 3 minutes remaining. And I'm sure he'd love to improve his time to try and get in between the Ferrari sandwich at least, as Sainz 1st and Leclerc 2nd at the moment. So the gap to Sainz from Charles Leclerc is 0.044 seconds. Verstappen not being able to improve his time. He's now 8th. One last shot for him to get himself up there. 2 minutes to go, so yeah, one last chance. But at the moment, Ferrari looked like the team to beat. They've certainly enjoyed these regulations so far. So both Sainz and Leclerc just out on the outlap as we speak. Oh, we've got Max Verstappen's team radio in. Let's hear from him.
Happy to open the lap at plus 12 or 13 max if you need it.
Well, it's typical. My stream has just stopped when I'm trying to find out who gets pole here with 1 minute and 30 to go on my stream. Here we go then, so 30 seconds to go. Sainz overtaken by Leclerc. So Perez third. He might be the only man that can stop them. He's got a purple sector 2. A purple sector 2, hello. What could this mean? Trying to chase down Leclerc's 128.2 temps. So anyway, the timer is done. That's it. Last chance for everyone. Oh, Perez has got pole. Oh, it's a purple sector 3. Verstappen can't match it at all. He's on green sector 1, green sector 2. That won't be fast enough. No, it won't be. And Verstappen is 4th, but it's a provisional pole for Perez. Leclerc and Sainz still out there, I think, unless their outlaps are done. Perez has got pole! Get in! For any of you who listened to me on the stream earlier, I told you I'm a big Perez fan. Absolutely thrilled. Get in! Get in! 128.2 is your best lap. And there are a couple of Mexican fans in the stands. They've probably travelled very far to witness him, and what a moment for Perez. Pole position. Verstappen could only get 4th, but either way he's intact for the race tomorrow, that is for sure. And what a wow, I was not expecting that. Let's hear from Perez on the team radio.
Pole position.
Yes! 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 Thank you, guys. The hard work always pays off, man. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's incredible. Perez, we were talking about the 2 Ferraris throughout Q3, and to be honest with you, I thought we were going to have a 1-2 Ferrari in P1 and P2. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, that, I think, I might be wrong, but I think that is Perez's first pole position of his career. I don't recall him getting one last season for Red Bull, and he certainly wouldn't have got any with Force India or Racing Point, especially McLaren or Sauber. He was good on races for Sauber, but never that good in qualifying. But in terms of McLaren as well, yeah, that car was shit. Let's not forget, that 2013 car was shit. But it makes me laugh still how I see Perez do a lot better than McLaren are, as McLaren couldn't even get out of Q2. So anyway, but fantastic. What a qualifying, folks. We had to wait very long for it to finish. It was 2 hours ago we were here, but apparently the incident involving car number 1, which is Max Verstappen, has been noted. So I wonder what that's all about. Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon, maybe after this stream is done. But anyway, in the meantime, let's celebrate what's happened. Perez gets out of his car on the finish line, punches the air and punches towards the crowd. according to the F1 website, it is his first ever pole position. And the Mexican saying the hard work always pays off, man. But he'll be delighted to be in that Ferrari sandwich on that racetrack right now, knowing that he beat both Ferraris. And Ferrari, I thought it was theirs. I thought pole position was going to be a Ferrari 1-2, but Perez out of nowhere with a great sector 2 and a fantastic sector 3. And it's nice to see the handshakes from the fellow drivers, especially the two Ferraris. But first pole position then for Sergio Perez. Can he bring the car home tomorrow, win the race? Half the job done, as they say, when getting pole position. So let's actually go through the top 10. So we've got Perez first, Charles Leclerc at the front row with him tomorrow, Carlos Sainz in the second row and third. Max Verstappen could only get fourth. He just couldn't get the lap that he wanted in Q3. Esteban Ocon fifth, George Russell sixth to carry the Mercedes team after Lewis Hamilton couldn't get out of Q1 for the first time since Brazil 2017. Fernando Alonso 7th, Valtteri Bottas 8th, Pierre Gasly 9th, and Kevin Magnussen, yet again, a good qualifying for him, 10th to reach the top 10. Kevin Magnussen there in his second race back in F1. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo both 11th and 12th. Technically improvement from their qualifying last weekend, but still they know that they want to be a lot higher on the leaderboard come race day. Then we got Zeus 13th. Then we have Mick Schumacher 14th, who sadly, if you just joined us, he crashed his car and he had to be taken to the hospital. Don't worry though, he's conscious, he's fine. He should be okay, but it's whether or not he can race tomorrow. We'll find out, I'm sure, in the next few hours. So that's Mick Schumacher 14th, Lance Stroll 15th, and there he is, Lewis Hamilton 16th. But Alexander Albon 17th, Nico Hulkenberg in his second race back, taking over from Vettel's seat until Vettel recovers from COVID-19. So that German is 18th, Nicholas Latifi 19th. He crashed the car and that caused a red flag in Q1. And Yuki Tsunoda had a technical issue, so that's why he never registered a time, and that's why he'll start the race tomorrow at the back of the grid. Some quotes coming in from Perez. I think he's getting interviewed by Johnny Herbert on the racetrack. He says, "What a lap, unbelievable. I could do 1,000 laps and I don't think I could beat that one. It was unbelievable. We weren't expecting to match the Ferraris in qualifying. We were focusing on the race." Well, I think Red Bull are just as shocked as Ferrari are, probably. But absolutely incredible. Red Bull have tweeted, "Vamos Checo. Perez becomes the first ever Mexican to take pole position." Now, that's a cool fact for Sergio Perez right there. Let's check out the live chat page. Alberto, I feel like you might have been celebrating early looking at your comments on the live chat page. The High Ground says, "It's strange to see the Ferraris in front again. A welcome change, though." Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I think there's only so much Mercedes dominance I can take. But it is good to see that we've at least got two teams battling it this year, which is Red Bull and Ferrari. You'd think in the long run Mercedes will improve. George Russell has proven that the car's not that bad. But it looks as though both Russell and Hamilton had different setups. Connor Porter has got in touch. He'll be doing the race watch along with Jack Price tomorrow. So do join them two for that. 6 p.m. race start here on the channel. So do join them for that. Connor's put in capitals, "Perez on pole." First pole of Perez's career. It certainly is. It certainly is. Charles Leclerc has said after qualifying, he said, "In the second lap, I went for it and I pretty much put it together. I definitely did not expect Checo to come with that lap time, so congratulations to him." It just shows what you don't know, Mr. Leclerc. Carlos Sainz saying, "The lap for P3 was pretty good. It was on a used tyre. The new tyre, for some reason, is tricky for me. On the new tyre in the end of Q3, I didn't have the grip. Should be an exciting race." So, yes, I think we're going to wrap it up with that, Carlos Sainz. Tomorrow could be a very exciting race. A battle between the Red Bull and the Black Horse come tomorrow night in Saudi Arabia. But anyway, before we go, I'll just let you know what we've got coming up here on Let's Talk Sports. So a double bill of watch-alongs tomorrow, as it is Mother's Day. We'll make sure that if for any of you mums out there, if you want to take a break away from your mum, you can watch some of our sport watch-alongs tomorrow evening in the UK. At 6 p.m. UK time tomorrow, we have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, who will win the second race of the new season. So do join Connor Porter and Jack Price for that. And then followed by that, I'll be doing the commentary of Portland Timbers versus Orlando City at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. So do join me for that one. But for now, it is goodbye and good night. So Sergio Perez, with his first pole position of his career. Can he get his third race win of his career tomorrow? We shall see. Have a good one, folks.